Hello and welcome to Tae Kwon Do training. I'll be your instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. What I'd like to do in today's show is week 5 of a beginning of Tae Kwon Do and how when we begin, all the beginning exercises and techniques that we show beginning students. Regardless of age or ability, we all try to keep everything in an even kilt when we start training youngsters, older people. It doesn't matter. We have the same routine. We try to get, and some people can do all the exercise, some can't do all the exercise. It doesn't matter. You do what you can do. Try to stay comfortable. Don't overdo it. Just keep yourself in shape. That's what the whole goal of this is, to keep you in shape and learn the martial arts. So what we did for the last 4 classes, basic kicks. We went through a front snap kick. I'm going to go through them fast. Front snap kick. All right? Front snap kick. We did a side thrust kick. All right? And if you haven't seen the shows, you can go on datv.com and all the shows that we do are on your phone or on your computer. All right? Front round kick. We did a front round kick. All right? This is on the first 4 shows we did. All right? All right? Inner crescent kick. We did an inner crescent kick. Right? Outer crescent kick. Okay? I'd like to work on the push kick today, and maybe a hook kick. All right? Hook kick's a little more advanced, and you got to have some pretty loose hips, but we'll work on it. All right? And then we're going to do a couple more blocks and maybe work on an elbow. I always love the elbows. Very strong technique, especially when you're in close. When you're in close, someone grabs you, and you're not going to get in much of a punch. You just shot elbows. You might as well have a nice bat, you know. It's really hard right there. All right, so let's work with a push kick, all right? Front snap comes this way. Front snap comes this way, all right? From a left fighting stance, right? Like walking. You're staying at, look at my hands up, they stay up. Front snap comes up and pushes and kicks. Push kicks, boom. Now, we worked on the push kick before, but I missed a couple things, and I really want to work on making sure that push kick works, because it's an easy kick to do. You don't have to go high. You don't have to even go midsection. You can push. If you push to the knee, if I push this way to the knee, now when I do my push kick, I'm kind of hitting with the whole foot, preferably the back of the foot, maybe the heel, but if not, the whole foot. And see how I chamber up. I chamber my body up, my knees up, and snap down. Boom. I used to tell the children or my students, it's like when you watch in the movies, they're kicking the door down. Boom, they kick the door. So you chamber close and snap it straight out. All right? Thing I wanted to make sure you got is you're not extending your foot. It's going to be a flat, and you're going to be push. You're pushing. All right? Now, as you practice it, see how I'm bringing it back to my chest? I'm actually hitting my chest with my knee. Right? I'm hitting my chest with my knee. So that I get explosive kick, explosive push, because I'm all the way back, and then I spring back out. So I get that distance. Distance plus speed will give you power. All right? So you have some speed. And you have the distance, and you start going faster, and you're going to hit your target. That's good if someone's coming at you, running at you hard, and boom, you meet them. All right. Even if someone's tried to grab you up. Once you come down on that knee like that, it's a tremendous kick to stop your opponent. Believe me, you hit someone in the knee with that kick, and you hit them right, you're going to stop your opponent. They're not coming at you anymore. So that's your push kick. Your fighting stance, come up. And I like to practice that, have my students practice that in the mirror so that they come up. Now, when you come up and you start doing exercises like this, you're tightening your stomach, all right? And you're really doing a lot of working on your legs. These times when the gyms are closed or whatever, and it's hard to keep in shape, jump in front of a mirror, watch this show, and do some of these exercises. All right? And as I say, it's on your phone. All the past shows. I have a lot of shows. I've done this since 1990. So watch any of the past shows, but the last 4 or 5 are all the beginners. So that was your push kick. Elbow. Your hands are up. All right? We can, when you practice it, when you practice something, you want to stay in a good fighting stance. Or you can be in a horse riding stance. You can be any stance you want. But a fighting stance is what I like to show, especially on TV. It's more practical. They don't call it a fighting stance because you can fight. It's a fighting stance because that's what you do. You use that to fight. We have back stances and forward stances. They're slower than the fighting stance. All right? So you're in a fighting stance here. Your hands are up. All right? When we do our elbow, and as I say this on all your hand technique, all right, you're going to start in one direction, and when you get to the point of impact, you're going to twist. You know, when we do our punch, we go this way, right? We go, whoom, all right? Whoom, whoom. See how opposite and then snap. We're going for that snap, and the snap will be our hip. In the beginning, it's hard to get the snap. It takes a couple of years for some people. Some people get it pretty quick. But it's a long road to get a good hip jog, right? And you get that hip, and that's where you get your snap. It's the same thing with your elbow. But you can practice this way. Your hands are up, right? So if your hands are up and someone coming at you and they throw a punch, and say you throw a high section block, all right? Say they were coming down with a knife or something. You do a high section block, all right? Now they're kind of close to you. You're blocked. You come in with this elbow, right? It's, right? Bah, boom. You see that? So high section block, let's practice them both together. High section block, again, opposite direction to the final move, right? And because I'm not going to go, not just going to go like this. I want that snap. And every week I show you sports, snap, all right? Bat, snap. It's the same thing, and most of your moving sports, even football, is snapping that football when they're throwing it. All right, basketball, they jump and they're not as much on basketball, but certain moves, you're throwing the ball, you don't just. All right, so most of your sports, your active sports, are going to have some kind of hip jog, and that increases the flow of power and speed in your body. So your hands are up. Someone's coming in, boom, all right? A high section block. So tight fist, back fist to back fist. All right? When we start, I like to have my students touch the back fist so they get that, so the hand's not like this. All right? Back fist to back fist so that it comes up. Right? Someone's coming in, bah. If they were coming in with a knife, right, you're going up, you're blocking because they're coming down. They're going to hit you some part of your body. The object is to block them on the wrist, all right, or any part, not the knife, but the wrist. And if you block here and you have a good snap, they'll break their wrist. You're tight. Everything's tight here. They might not be. And when they hit, they'll probably drop the knife. Now you say, wow, if they got a knife and you go like that and you get hit in the arm, again, getting hit in the arm or the hand will heal, all right, compared to getting hit at any part of your body, which could heal too, but you don't get hit with a knife in the head or the chest or whatever. You got to block, and that's what you have to do. All right, so somebody's coming in, bah, boom, you're coming in, boom, look, say to the midsection. Hit someone in the solar plex with that elbow, they're going down. They're going to lose their breath. Hit them in the face, the whole head area, the throat, they're going down. All right, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much power. If you take your hand and you just go like this easy, all right? You go like this easy, and you're not even trying. Feel the power, all right? It's good for breaking boards. The only thing is, and it's happened to me, I hit the tip of my elbow many, many years ago, and you can fracture the bone if you're hitting boards or breaking a lot of boards, if you hit the tip of the elbow. Now, if you hit the forearm part, maybe a little better. But I remember hitting the tip, right? And then I had a good problem with my elbow for a little while. So you got to watch it when you do that. But if you're hitting someone, hitting their body parts, you're going to be all right. You go right in, bah, right? Bah, look at it. So you're here. Now, I'm here. Look at my hands here. Turns, snap. I snap. Instead of punch, I snap. So that my point of my elbow was right there. Say if it's the jaw. You get hit in the jaw with an elbow, a good elbow, breaking your jaw. Unless you got a steel plate in that jaw. I'm telling you, boom. Now you even from here, someone comes in close, boom. Look at it. Elbow. I like the elbow. It's always, it's very good for in-close fighting. And another one with the elbow can come up, all right? So instead of an uppercut, all right, you see how I'm here, and then I go up with an uppercut. You're fighting, boom, right? And you see how I put my hip into it. Instead of the uppercut, I'm still, hand is going to be in the same direction, and then snap up. So someone grabs me like this, both hands have me around the neck, boom, right up under the chin. All right, right up under the chin. Bah, knock them right out. All right, get that hip jog into it. Bah. All right. Worst thing anybody could do, unless they're really fast and they're going to choke you out really quick, is you grab you with both hands and you know what you're doing to get out of it. Because now, as I go like this, or I grab someone, I've given my body up. If they know any martial arts or any idea of how to pinpoint vital spots in your body, you're going to get knocked out or you're going to get hurt bad. So they come at you because they're so used to being big bullies. Thank you. Thank you for grabbing me like that. I appreciate it, sir. All right, so that's your that's elbow. And when you practice, say you're here, bah, bah. See, I'll throw a punch. Then bah, come up. Right? Punch, bah. I'll come in, wah, wah, wah. Elbow, elbow, elbow. All right? It's a good weapon. Right? While we're on the elbows, someone all of a sudden someone grabbed you by the neck from the back. Right? Bah! Good luck. Again, opposite. All right? They grab me, they're behind me. See how I turn? So I start my motion in one direction, and it's almost opposite when I finish my motion. All right? So that's another good one on the back. Da! This way, bah, to the head. If they grab you by the neck, all right, so both hands are up here from behind, all right, bah, you're coming in, opposite, all right, so I snap in, solar plex, taking them down. They're not getting, thank you for grabbing me by the neck like that. You're strong, but 1, 2, 3. I'll give you a couple of those elbows to the midsection. Yeah, you're not going to be happy with it. And you say, well, what if they had 6-packs, you know? You don't have a 6-pack. The solar plex is right up here. I hit you in the solar plex. You can't build that solar plex up, sorry. Right? You can build that 6-pack up. I hit you in there, and it's like, wow, look at muscle. Right? I hit you up in the rib cage, you know? But if I hit you in the solar plex and I pinpoint it right, it's very weak. And you say, wow, what's the solar plex? Put your finger right where the rib cage meets at the bottom. Now just press a little. And don't have to press much. Say, wow, I can almost feel it moving. That kind of hurts. All right? Take a good shot from a pointy elbow. All right? Come hard at you. And if you miss the solar plex and you have a good enough elbow, you're going to break these ribs. All right? If you've ever had a broken rib, you stop what you're doing. All right? You just want to breathe. All right? Especially floating ribs. I've had many floating rib breaks in my lifetime because it's a weak spot back there. And if a front round comes and hits, that's just the way it is. It takes a while to heal. You don't want to move. All right? Just to move takes everything you have. to breathe, right? So the ribs are kind of weak also. So you start hitting people with an elbow to the ribs and break an elbow, you stop your opponent. So that's the elbow. The elbows, I like the elbows, all right? Hook kick, all right? Hook kick's a little more advanced, and it takes a little, a few years to get the looseness for a lot of people. Now the hips are tight for a lot of people. This exercise, I call this outer hip stretch, all right? So I'm picking my leg up, and then when I pick them up, I point my toes down. I don't have to, but, and then I swing my hip. I swing my hip so that I'm loosening the hip. It's like hinges. I'm trying to get the hinges. And if you have a hard time with balance, hold on to your chair very lightly. Don't push hard down or anything you have in your house, a wall. You pick up your leg and you try to swing. And this is one of the greatest exercises for anyone who thinks they're tight in the hips. And if you're tight in the hips, it's going to be tough. You don't have to go too high if you don't want to. Go as high as you can and just rotate the hips. Rotate the hips. You'll build, if you do this every day just for 1 minute, both sides, you're going to start getting a little flexibility of movement. Your hip muscles and the juices in your body that lubricate your body need that movement. If you sit all day, you're a truck driver, you're behind a computer all day and you're not moving, oh, it's the worst thing in the world for your body. All right? They call that the new smoking, sitting there all day behind a computer. It's as bad as smoking, all right? You got to get up and move. So if you're going to get up and move, do some little martial arts in your office or wherever, all right? And just do this exercise every day, right? Especially for our reverse round kick and our hook kick. I mean, it's a great exercise to get your hips moving that way. More people than are not, as they get older, have a hip problem one way or another. And a lot of those people sat a lot in their lifetime because of their job, not because they're lazy, because of their job or whatever. And the hips just, they don't want that. Your whole body doesn't want that. Your body wants to move. So try to do these exercises. And here's what I call inner hip stretch. Right? So this kind of pushes everything up and just kind of moves it. Right? And then this. All right, so when we do a hook kick, I'll use the chair so that you can see. What we do is we chamber. And sort of like a front round kick or in a crescent kick. I like to go 45 degrees to my target, all right? Stop my kick so that I can get a little distance and speed so that I get the power when I hit. Hook kick, you're picking your leg up. You're chambering like this, all right? So most of our kicks, we do chamber, as you can see. We chamber, right? All our kicks, we chamber. Hook kick, you can chamber, you know, and if I'm fighting, I chamber right here as I'm coming in. So if you want to hold the chair so you don't fall over and go very easy, you don't have to go high. See how I'm going 45 degrees to my own self? Let me see if I can get the camera right there. All right? 45 and come in. 45 and come in. All right? That's a hook. I'm bringing the knee up. All right? I can have my foot either way. I always do this. Whenever I pick my foot up like this, it's quicker. Right? I'm already pushing, so I keep it in that direction. I don't push and then come back. Right? So a hook kick, push and keep it up there. As you come, you're hooking. You're hooking. See my hip? Remember the exercise with the hip? It was my hip jog. Here's my hook. All right? My hook comes up, hits the person, and then comes back. After you do the hook, you get back into your fighting stance. All right? Holding the chair, hook. Right? Hook. Right? Midsection. See, I'm trying to get my hip to move into it. Hip. 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 All right? Hip into it. You do a hook kick to someone's knee. Right? Someone grabbed you from the side. You're standing there, they grab you from the side. Boom! Come into their knee. Come into their stomach. All right? Come in high section. You're hitting with your heel. You're hitting with your heel. All right? You can hit with the whole flat of your foot. And when we spar and we do, we're sparring with someone, and you want to hit them in the high section. They know what they're doing. They both know what they're doing. You need that distance. So that's when you extend your foot. So instead of with the heel, all right, I'm extending. So I'm getting a couple more inches. And I'll hit them with my toes, or I'll hit them with the ball of my foot. It's not going to be as devastating, but it hits them, you know. When you hit with the heel, especially when you're going to break, you want to hit with the heel. Because that heel's strong. If you hit with the flat of your foot, it's going to be hard to break. I'm talking about breaking boards. But that's your hook kick, and it's kind of easy. You know, you can practice it from a natural ready stance this way, just pick up. You can practice from a fighting stance. Now, when you're doing a hook kick, a lot of our kicks, we come from back to get that more power. Distance and speed will give us that power because you're back here. Well, hook kick's kind of different because if I want to do a hook kick, I'd have to come back here and then do it. So a hook kick is you'd probably keep the front leg and do the kick, okay? And so what I'm saying is, like a front round kick. See my front round kick? Good front round kick, strong front round kick. You're coming from the back, right? Because you're getting distance and you're pushing off. Front snap kick, same way. Like a side thrust, you could do the same way. Axe kick, all your kicks. Hook kick, if I try to do a hook kick, say with this back leg, I got to turn and then kick. I can do it, but it's better if I kind of take a little step here and come back. Right? Just a little step. And that gives me my spring and my power. Right? Then I'm coming up, then I'm back. All right? So it's a little more advanced. A lot of people with tightness in their hips are going to find that really hard. So I'm saying there's so many kicks to do in Tae Kwon Do. If you can't do one kick, or one kick's really hard and it hurts, don't do it. No one's going to know. Just never do that kick. Right? I'm saying if it really hurts and if you have hip problems, older people, younger kids and stuff, if you can get away with it, practice through the tightness. The more you do it, all right, the more you do this exercise here, and the more you do your hook kicks, the more relaxed you're going to be, more flexible. You're going to be really flexible, and you'll get the kick. You know, I'm just worried about older people, and I remember some older people that I used to train with couldn't get the hook kick, couldn't get a reverse round kick. Their hips weren't built for it. Right? They could get other kicks, and you don't want them to hurt themselves trying to do a kick. Because if you hurt yourself trying to do one kick, then you're not going to be able to do any kicks because you've hurt yourself. So keep healthy. Keep your body flowing. If something's giving you a lot of pain, try to figure out a way to do it or just stop it and do all the other stuff. We have hundreds and hundreds of techniques in Tae Kwon Do to do. An unlimited amount of combinations. So once you start getting a lot of these kicks down, these basic kicks, then you start putting different combinations. It's unlimited combinations. So don't worry about a couple of things you can't do. Right? And as I say, as I've watched over the years, the hook kick and the reverse round kick were tough for a lot of people. They really were. It's just that motion here, they didn't have. They were tight. Everything was in their hip was tight. All right? And even if they were tight, all right, if you have really tight hips and you say, well, I won't do it, you still want to stretch them. All right, with this exercise. You still want to do this. See how easy I'm doing this? With the chair, without the chair. Look at it. All right, this lubricates. All right, it's lubricating your hips. It's getting your muscles working. The minute you pick up your foot, your stomach muscles contract. All right, pick up, and start moving. And you're going to watch that. The muscles are trying. So the muscles, the back muscles, all your leg muscles, you're using them all. All right. From here up, you might not be using much, all right? But look at the rest of your body's all getting a little workout. Big thing is when we're not working out and we're stiff. And you say, oh, I'm stiff, and your body's got to move for your body, the fluids in your body to flow. Your blood's got to flow. Your oxygen's got to flow. And that heals and it helps build muscle, all right? and flexibility. So if you find yourself with the hips, all right, major problem, still stretch. All right? You don't have to do the hook kick, don't have to do the reverse round kick. You might get hurt. I'm saying older people. All right? Younger kids, try to get it going. If you're young and have tight hips, you start now, they're going to loosen up. All right? And by the time you're in your 20s and 30s, you'll be nice and flexible. All right? Even young kids have tight hips. And it's not them, it's the way their body, makeup, all right? So it's not that they're lazy or they don't want to do it. They have a hard time. Grandmaster Pelletier, who I train with, and he does a couple of shows with me, 70 years old now, we still go crazy. He's had one hip replacement, right? And the other hip's kind of giving him a hard time. But he's so tough that he's working through it, so he doesn't have to have that right now. But after that hip replacement, 1 year went by, he's working out with me again. And he walked in a cane after the operation. I went, uh-oh, I don't know if I'll see you again. And here he is. He's jumping around like a maniac at 70 years old. Grandmaster Pelletier. That's about all the time we have tonight. I could go on all night. When you practice these, and try to grab some of my older shows, and you'll find anything you want, all right? But this whole section, what we're doing now, probably about 10 shows, is just for the beginning, how we're doing some in the beginning. And I only show you 1 or 2 motions each week, but you just build. If you're working those motions, boy, you build up. We'll get some combinations down in a couple of more shows. It'd be great, all right? And good fighting combinations, all right? Till next time, have fun and train hard.